Welcome to the IntraTrain podcast on virtual instructor-led leadership training. IntraTrain's blended learning model has multiple steps to improve comprehension, retention, and application. The learning journey starts and ends with a knowledge assessment to set a baseline and measure what was learned during the training. E-learning, virtual or live instructor-led workshop sessions, and post-workshop e-coaching lessons reinforce key learning outcomes through application and feedback. So as you talked a little bit about earlier, but we start right with a module, an online module that really teaches about leadership, right? It's concepts, it's here's what you're going to learn more about, and we expand on those in the class, and then we obviously get into those actions that are essential to use what you know now you've learned about leadership. And then you've done them, find examples, and you've walked us through the kind of the classroom experience, right? And then following the classroom experience, depending on how it's structured. If we're doing virtual instructor-led, we're doing 60 to 90 minute, probably 75, 90-minute blocks. And then we have, here again, opportunities to practice, apply, get feedback from your contemporaries that you work with, and also from you as the facilitator coach at the start of each subsequent session. So we're going to review today's lesson, the last week's lesson, as a start of this week's lesson or this week's class, right? And that helps bring all of that back. You're reinforcing, you're coaching, you're sharing, and you're growing, right? And that's what this is all about.
Yes, I think we can say that the key to learning, or the key to remembering and learning, is repetition.
Yes.
And so you've got it before the class, if you will, before the event, during the event, after the event through application, and then you come back to the next event and you repeat and talk about what you learned last time, what you tried last time, what worked, what didn't work. And in that constant repeat of a similar topic and applying it in different ways and looking at it from different angles is really what makes it stick. And that's the value of the learning system that helps you to retain and use and apply and adapt the content to your own situation.
And another critical component of all this that we've certainly had feedback from students that would affirm this, and that's that it's so important that their immediate supervisor, the person that they look to and are coached by and provide feedback from or get feedback from, is involved, right? And we know that. So we were very intentional about that. We asked them on the front end of this whole process, we asked them to sit down and what are the objectives here, Jerry? When you go through achieve results through leadership, as we think about our conversations about what you do well and maybe some potential areas some gaps you'd like to fill, what are our objectives? What are your objectives? And then I'll support you as your supervisor. That role throughout the whole learning process and beyond to support what you're now asking Jerry or whoever that's in class, you want them to use on a consistent basis. It needs reinforcing. It needs repetition. And if I'm your coach, your supervisor, and I don't do that, then we've lost a valuable part of the learning process.
Right. I agreed that it's not realistic, really, to send somebody to a program, ask them to learn something and to maximize the value of what they've learned if you don't give them the opportunity to use it.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, Jonathan, this has been certainly, I think, informative, and I hope the people that I have an opportunity to view and listen will look at the program as something that could be of value and importance to their organization. And we welcome their requesting and asking for additional information. So we'll end this session and look forward to the next topic. Thank you again.
Thank you, Jerry.